Welcome to Principles of Ecology. I'm your instructor, Dr. Mike Casberry. What I'd like to do in this little video is to give you some sense of how the course is going to go, what our values are, and what you can expect. So the course is basically built around three legs on a stool. The first are workshops. You used to call these things lectures, but these are actually 1 hour periods on Monday and Wednesday at 11:30, in which we get together to review material, to work on problem sets, to discuss issues, and to basically put into practice what you've read over the weekend as homework. The second is teamwork. You will be working in an active learning lab and a regular lab with a group of 2 other people, which will allow you to share ideas, brainstorm, bounce ideas off of each other, and teach each other. This is a far better way of learning science than simply sitting in a lecture hall and passively absorbing the great words of lecturers like a sponge. Finally, we have labs that are integrated into the course. The labs and the lectures, or what we now call workshops, are all of a piece. What we do in lab is directly relevant to what we do in the workshop and vice versa. All combined, this is going to give you a much richer learning experience to learn fascinating science of ecology. So this is from your syllabus, but I'll briefly review it. So the first step in the weekly cycle is to get your homework, get the readings and videos assigned. And these will be available by midnight on Thursday. This is Thursday at 4:18 p.m. and I'm currently putting these things together for you. So you'll have an opportunity over 3 days to check the readings, watch the videos, take notes, and go on, use the other online content. And then by Sunday, before the stroke of midnight, you will have wanted to take the online content quiz. This is basically pass-fail. You take the quiz, you get the full 10 points. But the key for this online content quiz is I can get some sense of what you understand and what you're struggling with a little bit, so that Monday morning I can design the workshop to best exploit our time together. Any other assignment, for example, may also be due at that stroke of midnight. So make sure you watch the calendar very carefully on D2L. So Monday morning, 11:30, we'll start the class with a clicker quiz. So make sure that you have registered your clicker and you bring it to class faithfully. Then one of the unique aspects about this course is that you will then discuss the answers for your clicker quiz with your team. Figure out what you may want to change your answer to based on those interactions. And then we retake the clicker quiz. So basically your clicker quiz at the beginning of Monday and Wednesday allows you to do your own work, collaborate, and then benefit from that collaboration. Then we spend basically the rest of the hour or so working on problem sets, discussing, and occasionally planning for that week's lab. This week's lab is on ant biodiversity, and we'll spend a little bit of time at the very end discussing hypotheses. Then half the class goes to lab on Monday at Monday afternoon. The other half does it on Wednesday. And in each case, you review the hypotheses from lecture, look over what equipment you have, decide on a plan of action, go into the field, take the data, and bring it back. Okay. Wednesday is basically a repeat of the previous Monday, with clicker quizzes, discussions, more clicker quizzes, and more discussion. Okay. This is a very effective way of learning science, and again, much better than sitting and absorbing a fairly boring lecturer. All right, so one of the reasons I teach ecology, and it's one of my favorite courses, is that so many aspects of the problems we face in the world have ecological underpinnings. Climate change is a classic example. It's a combination of human activity, biogeochemical cycles, and the actions of life on Earth that combine to create the weather and create long-term patterns of climate that we're all struggling with right now. The fact that our water table is declining is largely an ecological process. We're using water that's been mined from very deep aquifers, and this water is disappearing. Again, an ecological process. Emergent diseases are sweeping the country. Diseases that have not previously been important, like dengue, can now be found all along the south coast. You get the idea. Basically, if you think about it, economics and ecology, in fact, have the same basic root. Eco, meaning home. Ecology studies the home. Economics helps you manage the home. In a large extent, Earth is our home, and we're going to be studying its management. If you need further motivation, and won't read this aloud, but I'll let you click pause and read it yourself. This is a message from the OU's provost worrying about the fact that we're having so many STEM-related jobs, that is science and technology and engineering jobs arising in Oklahoma, and not enough people to fill them. As you all know, over the last 5 or 6 years, jobs are scarce. And the best jobs and the fastest growing jobs are at the low end of the totem pole and at the high end of the totem pole. And the high end jobs require education and require scientific training, which means constant learning. This is a major emphasis in this course. And finally, and again I'll let you pause and read this yourself, this is from John Janaby Jr., an Oklahoma alumnus, on what do ecologists care about. We are actually very interesting people. Yes, we are. I think you'll have a lot of fun and learn something. So, welcome to Principles of Ecology. I look forward to meeting you all on Monday morning, and have a great weekend, and watch the D2L page because your first homework will be due on Sunday night.